Come back, intrepid adventurers. Tonight, 72 of the Crimson Moon Chronicles. I wanted to thank each and every single one of you for joining us tonight. The last we saw our heroes, they were in the throes of trying to overthrow the royalty at Iron Falls. Did they succeed? There was an epic battle that took place. Please, if you missed anything, click that link and get caught up with everything, my friends. Tonight we focus back in to a group of rebellious people. A rebellion, as it were. Broken, scared, and at the brink of desperation. Our heroes stand there in front of Niv Mizzet, Archibald, and wondering what they're going to do next. There's a few different tasks that stand out in the forefront that they know need to be solved. What will happen? Sit back, grab an ale, and let us tell you another tale of the Crimson Moon Chronicles.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back!
Hey, quick question. What do you think of regale you with a tale? It's got a little...
Nah.
No?
No.
Too rhymey?
Yes.
Okay.
So, as you all are climbing aboard the Golden Almirage, a newly formed Starla
Hi, Starla. And she reach out. She does the ear scritch.
You got big.
Very big.
I hope you haven't eaten anybody aboard the ship recently.
Starla, did you eat somebody?
I should be able to understand her, by the way.
As should I.
She flies up onto the crow's nest.
It is possible that she's choosing to just make defiant noises.
Could be.
She could just be baby babbling because she can baby babble still. Who knows?
Right.
Oh well, let's go take stock of the crew and figure it out, and I'm gonna have to ask Leon if he'll help with some prestidigitation to get the blood and ooze.
Oh, don't worry, I'm already on it.
Thank you. You're a gem.
I'm not, I'm a person.
Is there a bell or a communication thing somewhere on this ship? Or do we just have to shout?
You wouldn't even have to shout. Bats have excellent hearing.
I'm not talking about for the bat, I'm talking about for everyone else. We're
Oh,
gonna do a roll call. We're gonna have to walk the ship, or can we just call everyone on deck?
let's ask the Loxodon if he has a specific way that he prefers to call the crew.
Sloust!
Yes.
Captain Sloust. In the chaos, we want to make sure we're not leaving anyone behind. We need to do a roll call.
Very well. I've been fiddling with these contraptions. Observe. Boop. Doo. Boom.
It's very nice. I like it.
Interesting.
What does it do?
Yeah, it beeped, but
You heard the sound reverberate through the ship
It was a
Oh.
bell.
He
Almost
called
like
the crew.
like
Over the
a
table
intercom system.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
We'll take tally as everyone comes up to deck.
You do see that there is a missing crew member.
Which one would it be?
Okay, let's see. Abwabel. Abwabel? Wow, from the start. Okay. Denwar.
Here.
Isuk.
Here.
Captain Sloust. Urant.
I'm here as well.
And Komshe.
Don't forget Dinmore.
I said Dinwar.
Oh,
I'll
I
go
said that
looking for
after Abwabel.
Abwabel.
Yes. Everyone, please go through the ship, try and find Abwabel.
Okay. Why? What has happened to him?
Well,
We're-
this was
As far
a
as
roll
we know,
call.
nothing.
He's not here.
It's been chaotic. If you haven't noticed, we just got back from a fairly large incident. There's a lot of chaos outside the strip. We just want to make sure we didn't leave anyone behind.
Of course, dears. As they fan out into the ship,
Rokai is going to jump up into the crow's nest. Starla, dear.
she gets up on her hind legs, and now that she is the size of a normal wolf, she stands rather tall. Up to, you're about how high? How tall are you?
Like 6 foot, 6.5. Rokai. I think I have it written down somewhere.
So she's about standing, not with wings.
6'3".
She's about up to your chest now,
She's big. She's
Wow.
bigger than.
standing on her hind legs with her wings curled over.
Hours over me and Leon.
Starla, dear. Did you eat a goblin?
No.
Okay, we're going this way.
Explained.
I am rolling perception. That is 27. Watching mannerisms for indication of
I
duplicitousness.
I hope your
That's-
IRL daughter doesn't think she's in trouble when you activate dad mode.
Why is that?
Because
Did you
it sounds
just
like-
see it and it's intimidating?
Well, it sounds like you're
Free.
about to go full dad mode, and she hears that from another room.
She heard Starla if she heard anything, so.
She's very fidgety. As she...
Starla, are you hungry? Big change can make a growing anything hungry.
Hungry.
We need to find you some food.
Well.
Nothing on the ship, though. Do you understand?
Almost a smile goes across her as you see that there's definitely blood within some of the tufts of fur around her mouth.
Ate
Okay.
a goblin.
Starla, I need you to understand something, okay? You see this cavern that we're in? No hunting here. Ever. We will take you someplace to hunt. Why?
Why?
We don't eat friends.
We know them.
We don't know them directly, but we're trying to help them.
If we still have the mental link, Moxie might chime in, let her know we're going back to a place where she can take off and hunt as she wishes. In the wild. There's even that cave that we were at before.
Starla, dear, you know Mabari? You know Riot, how he likes eating things? You like eating things too, don't you? I think you two need to hunt together.
I don't know if Riot's going to be in the mood at the moment. He
Oh.
was a bit,
He's nearly dead!
yes, that.
Well, what I'm getting at is she could find something for him to eat. She could drink the blood, he could eat what's left, because it would presumably still be alive, even if drained.
I don't leave them alive.
Okay.
Oof.
Well,
Hungry.
Then we need to find her
It
something.
sounds like we need to get
fast.
moving.
Would you like to go in the mansion?
Slouse. Captain Slouse.
She barrels off of the top of the crow's nest and flies down through the ship, and you hear the door of the mansion.
Oh no.
Everything. Well,
all right. I hop
think
down
they're
to the
expendable.
deck.
So I'm just going to put a notice up on the door. Do not enter. Hungry bat inside.
Captain Slouse.
Yes.
I think it's time we start getting moving.
A little heave ho then.
Yes,
Yes,
a hungry
also
heave-ho, you
recommend
could
that-
say.
Carry on.
we're
As the ship
headed
begins to go aloft,
to-
you
shall
all
we-
hear, "Be careful, my friend."
We always do our best.
From Niv Mizzet.
If we find
in the
anything of
mental
interest, we'll
chat.
let you know.
I do believe he might be talking about something else, and Calamax, I must take a moment to remind everyone of the discussion we had when we first adopted Starla. I'm not asking for anything, just reminding. You know what I mean.
Totally figures.
The
We get
ship.
an artificer on the ship, and we lose the artificer on the ship.
Well, we don't know that yet. Rokai, I am going to start from the blood on the wall and try and sniff out any indication of where he might be. If there's a body, I'll find it. Which for perception would be 22.
By the way, when Rokai said we don't know that, Miknik's face was the epitome of press X to doubt.
As Rokai is going around sniffing through the ship, on the lower decks of the ship, underneath the stairs, in a small corner, very dark, you see almost a cocooned like almost webbing that is housing what looks like two little arms that are hanging out. What do you do?
Moxie, Leon,
Yes. What you need?
Alright, coming.
actually probably Miknik. Miknik definitely. Lower decks, please.
On my way.
Copy that.
So this is what she does.
Oh my lord.
So,
Almost as if out of the scene of Gremlins, when you see their
Non-nat 20
cocoons
medicine
and that
check.
goo that is slathered across everything. It is not unlike that.
Interesting.
Medicine
So-
check, you said, Miknik?
Non-nat 20.
Okay. As Miknik takes out a small dagger and begins to cut away the webbing. You see the emaciated body, completely drained of blood, of the goblinoid as he falls to the
Ew.
floor.
Okay then.
Rest in peace, Abadel. I hardly knew you.
Bell.
Moxie, I don't suppose. With any luck, he'd think it was a bad dream.
I don't care if he's traumatized for the rest of his existence at this point. Because clearly he either did something, said something, or was in the worst place at the worst time.
No, she's got a point there.
I mean, there is a chance he was simply unlucky. One way or another.
He was prone to just the most horrendous luck.
Well, all things aside, for morale of the crew, having someone already vanish before we even get started, it's just not ideal.
Obviously. She'll do the work it takes, and then move on to making sure that Meba Riot doesn't just die. Because anyone sneezes on him the wrong way, he will.
Actually, there's a question. Is he leaving with us, or are we leaving him to recuperate in the underground? I don't think we ever said.
I think that was kind of just an understood if we were still taking him with us.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that it's clear so it's not misunderstood.
No,
by
because
anyone.
because
Okay.
with our luck, what would happen is the minute that he is completely well, realizes we left without him, Niv is going to open a portal, yeet him through it onto our ship, and he's going to be furious.
Fair enough.
That's not something we need.
Well, it's settled. Pre-session, we boarded him. Sound good?
Yep.
DM agree?
Did you all brought him with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought that you all had said that last session.
I was just wanting to make sure.
Yeah,
Double.
there was chaos last session.
Verify.
All kinds of chaos. So, I don't think it was ever said plainly. We're trying to revive Abwabel now? Yes?
Resurrect.
There's resurrection being used, and I severely doubt he wanted to die. So, should be easy enough, unless she consumes souls, in which case we're
Suppose
all
I can do
fucked.
some mending.
And then we need to have... Well, Moxie needs to have a really good heart-to-heart with Starla.
Meanwhile,
Yes.
Leon's just cleaning the place.
Yes,
I'm not-
because clearly she doesn't seem to believe you terribly much, Rokai.
I think ideally it will be a heart-to-heart where you join her on a hunting spree.
I mean, hopefully. I'd like to go through that cavern. That would be fun.
As you all begin the preparation rites, you all see Moxie there utilizing the resurrection spell as Miknik is holding firm, trying to keep the healing aura flowing over. You all begin to see as the as blood spurts from his mouth.
Goodness.
Glad that missed me. Ugh, this is why I sit to the side for resurrection spells. You may wish to go and
As
take
he-
a nice hot bath.
As he
That's what prestidigitation is for.
sits up.
Hello,
You
Abwabel.
just stay away from me. I am.
Easy, Abwabel. Easy.
Abwabel? Did Starla just hunt you down at some point?
Well, way to just blow tact out of the water, but
At this point, can get bent.
How do you
okay?
feel, Abadel?
Abwabel.
She was. Where did she go?
She's she's in the mansion currently.
I was minding my own business when suddenly she was there in my quarters. I said, hello there. And she latched on to me and began to nuzzle within my neck.
Oh, goodness.
Next thing I knew, she was locked in tighter than a mug rock on a flagosteen.
That was mighty hard, wasn't it?
Oh,
That is why they call her species the Bartic Draculae.
19 perception. Does he seem to be enhancing the truth in any way?
Not at all.
Okay.
Was she still the itty bitty little thing, or was she bigger than you?
She was still very tiny.
Ah, well, congratulations. You've helped her reach a metamorphosis. She just came out of a cocoon. She's about the same size as me now.
yeah, I think it's actually a bit
Very
taller than you.
cool. Question.
Yes?
Did I die?
You're alive right now. Everything
You're
is
now
fine
alive.
Right now.
She just resurrected and healed
By
you.
the way, 15 medicine check just to see how alive he is.
He's alive. You can tell that he has a slight arrhythmia now due to trying to get the blood actually pumping in the correct directions again.
I guess
Settle
theoretically.
itself
Right now
yes.
he's running off complete adrenaline.
You are probably very likely going to sleep for a while after
Have
all
some
of
soup.
this.
Let's
Yes,
go.
have
let's
some
go
food,
have some soup
and then
upstairs. Come on.
and then after that, sleep it off.
He
You'll-
should probably take it easy for,
A couple of
Quite a while.
days.
I'd say a week if we could let him.
Yeah, I don't know that we have a week, but we
Um,
do have some time.
We will have to discuss Starla at a later time. He goes up to the top deck and says, Captain Slouse, you can call off the search for Abobel. We've found him. He is well. He will be in his chambers.
Very well.
We discuss Starla. As soon as Mabari is, or, as soon as they're rested, they've got food, she will go find Starla.
Also,
and let me provide
Rokai, while you're
rest.
up there, can you go and let the captain know that
You froze right when you said, let the captain know.
our heading?
Icewind Dale, yes.
Yes.
All involved, yes. Yes. Hopefully my sister will be a little less cranky now that we're going to a place that is cold.
Captain Sloust, our heading is the Icewind Dale. We will brief the crew on the nature of our journey once we are in flight.
Very good.
Ranger
Anything
Skycase right there.
further?
What was that, Leon?
Oh, the giant death beam that kind of skyrockets from that direction. Might want to
Yes, yes.
turn
Well,
to.
We'll get to that. That's going to be part of the briefing. Sorry, I was distracted, Captain Sloust. What was that?
Anything else?
Further?
Not at the moment, no.
Good. As he continues, you see Alicia go past you and down the stairs. As Moxie opens the doors to the manor, you see Starla as she's clung to a chandelier that is over the dinner table, as you see blood everywhere.
See?
As you see the people that are at the dinner table
Well,
just completely drained of all blood, as she looks like she is in heaven. She has her wings closed over like this.
I think we need to have a little bit of a discussion. Can you come here? I can't get up there. I'm sorry.
As she
I know you're
lets
shaky.
go, her wings catch her right before she onto the table.
He has a taste for flair.
And flesh. That was an overtable comment, not a Rokai comment. He wouldn't do something so distasteful.
Well,
Yes, mother.
I think the rule we should have for the moment is if you want to eat something that walks on 2 legs, you ask first. Anything like a critter that walks on all 4s that is not on this ship where we're going is fair game. There are going to be plenty of critters running around that you will be able to chomp as you wish. But what we call humanoids, those of us that walk on 2 feet, not 4, neither remain off limits unless you get told by one of us otherwise. Because we're running into a lot of people that kind of don't need dead. Though eventually there will be a time where we say, yes, kill this 2-leg, and it will be fine. But for now, we're trying not to make more enemies than friends. Or more corpses than friends, as the case may be.
Can I take a second to address something Leon put into the off-topic chat? Apparently the servants are magical beings without blood. Didn't we have a discussion where you said you could make them...
I can make cow brains and stuff for Riot to eat under the...
Yeah, they might
assumption that
not be real, but for flair,
Yeah.
Flares,
they got blood.
I
Okay.
guess there is blood foods, but I
they
don't
might
know
be
what their names
magical
are.
beings, but for the sake of this creature, they have...
They do make
It's food.
things like blood pudding. I mean,
Yes,
blood pudding's a thing, so...
That's what I'm like, I guess...
Their
I'm
bodies were
eating.
filled with blood pudding. There you go.
It's just terrifying the thought that they were filled with blood.
the magic adjusts so that she can feed the way she needs to.
Yes.
I mean,
Context sensitive.
Yes.
makes
Makes as much sense as it needs to. Let's not think about it too hard.
Yeah. Magic make baby bat happy. That's fine. Baby bat happy, not cranky.
Not baby bat no more.
Don't break
Teenager.
my heart with that.
Even scarier beast teenager.
But you'll like where we're going. You've been there before.
I know. I overheard you.
First, you have some of the best ears on the ship.
Yes, I do. I need to have a talk with someone. If you'll excuse me from the table, Mother.
She'll reach forward and do the little dual ear scritches and a snuggle.
Who does she need to talk with?
I do love you very
Over
much,
table, I'm
Starla.
guessing the goblin.
I do love you very much, Starla. Have fun. Be polite,
Love
though.
you, Mother.
I love you, too. And off my little
she-
killer goes.
Flies through the ship. Rokai, you feel a presence behind you.
I feel on my shoulder for James. Just to make
James
sure.
is still there.
Just to make sure. And then I turn and look. Hello.
Hello, Rokai.
You're much faster than you used to be. Quieter, too.
I also hear much better now. What was it that you would like to talk to me about?
Just trying to figure out a way to make sure people that we care about don't get eaten. I'm thinking armbands. If someone's wearing red, they're friendly.
I'm not stupid.
I know, but in chaos that tends to follow us.
I knew what I was doing. He was tiny. You all told me that tiny creatures were edible when we were in the forest.
Well, I understand that. I appreciate
happened.
that.
You were the one that told me that tiny ones were what I should go for.
I
So
appreciate that,
did.
Starla. That is very well said. I understand completely, and I do not fault you. However, everyone makes mistakes, and we learn from mistakes, and we grow.
Mhm.
Rokai, in your head, you probably hear just had the confirmation she does not eat things that walk on two legs without permission. It's been discussed and finalized.
Now, I
Not
understand.
necessarily in response or eavesdrop, but simply the course of this is how it went. Here you go. Do with
I
it as you will.
understand you had a conversation with Moxie. I don't need to know what was said. You two decide your rules. You two talk things out. I'm just a worried friend. I want what is best for you, just like everyone else here.
Then do not have the kind of discussion you did before. Fair?
You're talking about... I understand. That is fair. I will trust you like I trust any friend.
Good. I would hate for us to be on bad terms.
I would hate to think that you're trying to threaten me. But I also would hate to think that we were on bad terms. I've always liked you, Starla.
Goodbye, James. As she walks off.
Oh, and just to be clear, James is a new friend, not a snack.
Okay.
I know you probably realize that, but sometimes things need to be said.
She goes off and you hear the mansion door slam again.
Moxie.
Almost with the angst of an angry preteen.
I think to Callum, I think to Moxie, your child is a little terrifying.
And what I was like, possibly at that age, it's just as bad. Trust
I
me.
imagine your experience is the only thing that will keep her from, again, all of this in brain,
Mental
not
chat.
in voice. I imagine your experience is the only thing that's going to keep her from draining half the crew.
You know, it's
So-
curious. There's a saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
The tree.
Well, in
But
this case, the tree
apple
needs to
is
keep
from
an eye on the
entirely
apple.
different tree.
So
And yet the similarities are striking.
So, still in mental, because her ears, if we can be up at the bow of the deck or in the crow's nest and she's down below in the mansion, she still hears a whisper. So
She
there
heard us
is no,
through there. Yeah,
there
no.
is no such thing as privacy when it comes to Starla on the ship. But Starla just gives no fucks, which is fine. But mentally, Moxie then just goes, the thing that I said was that if she wanted to eat a two-leg, she had to ask us, and four-legged critters not on the ship were considered fair game because of where we're going. There's plenty of things there by this point to hunt and generally just be happy with, and she can even just fish out of the lake if she so desires. So
Well, while we're talking about that, again, still in the head chat. I imagine all of this is in head chat because we're all in different the frickin' ship.
Oh yes.
Yep,
Leon's
except-
still trying to clean up the mess.
She threw a rule at me that I gave her when she was smaller, saying that things smaller than her were fair game to eat, which is why she ate the goblin. She knew what she was doing, so we need to be more careful with rules. We need to discuss them more thoroughly.
here's the thing that
What you said makes perfect sense, and short term, it's good. It's perfectly good. I have no argument. I'm just saying we might want to refine it as we go.
when a mother is trying to speak about things concerning her child, you should listen to her first. That's polite. First of all.
I'm sorry, I was running at the speed of thought. Go ahead.
Second of all, the thing is, we didn't know this was going to happen. This is nobody's damned fault. Not Starla's, not ours, not the goblins, not anybody's. We didn't know anything about what was going to happen. She ate something that she could get her little muzzle around at the time in order to do the cocooning process, metamorphosis, etc. And then... So no, she's not sorry, because she thought it was okay, and we didn't have the forethought to be able to tell her otherwise, because we didn't know this was going to happen.
I didn't ask her for an apology either. I told her I understand. However, you should be aware that she seemed to be threatening me.
Oh. That doesn't surprise me. She's a predator. What is she going to do?
I'm also a predator.
Yeah, so is Riot. Riot threatened me plenty of times. That's nothing new.
I just want you to know.
You
the mental conversation's going on.
You think my murderous fur baby is going to terrify me when I'm not terrified of Riot?
I'm not saying she should terrify you. I'm saying you should be mindful of her nation. Her hormones are in wild flux at the moment.
We've all been that age, Rokai. Some of us like to think about it less than others, but yes. It's just going to be difficult for a bit, and it's going to be uncomfortable, but we'll get there.
I remember all too well how much hell I put all of my parents through, and Master Zamnikisha.
And us, recently, by extension.
That?
He was referring specifically to puberty, but...
Yes, but he's now been through essentially a second puberty when he was fused. So...
Or
was that third? That's third.
Beside the point. Anywho.
I'm going to disengage from this discussion.
Fine, that's fine. Moxie's just gonna be spending spare time making sure that Riot isn't dying.
Now,
Riot has a lot more form to him now, it would seem. And he has poised himself, rather drug himself into the kitchen area, and you all see different tendrils that are eating a multitude of things.
I could make a soup.
Have we got any bugbear left? It might be good to thaw.
I was actually coming in here to make a soup.
Make it.
Will do. Just sit down, save your energy.
Did I say bugbear? It was owlbear.
It was
The tentacles
owlbear.
go.
Alright, some
Well, at
owlbear
least-
soup. Barely
At least we
cooked
know that
for the riot.
I will
barely room temp.
I will approach Moxie face to face outside of the head chat and say, I think it would be a good idea for us to talk with the crew about what happened with Abwabel. We want to make sure everyone understands how everyone on the ship stands and that no one's afraid of each other. Accidents happen, misunderstandings happen. Starla knew what she was doing, yes, but we've had a discussion and things are going to change, right?
Yes, they are.
I think it was a good discussion all the way
Or
around.
rather, things will stay fairly much as they are, but with more firm lines in the sand of what not to do.
Yes, change was a poor choice of word.
Because things aren't exactly changing. There's just firmer lines
The only
in the sand.
thing that's really changed is Starla is larger and speaks now.
So I.
This is a
The
difficult
reason
thing.
that she speaks is because of the magic that you all possess from the Feywild. Just
As a heads up.
Here's-
I was
everybody else
figuring.
hears the speaking. Yep.
her kind normally doesn't speak.
Now there's a question. Does everyone else hear the voices that we hear from the Fey magic? Or is it just us?
While they are around you all, yes.
Okay.
Mirror nerve effect spell. Great.
I mean, we've got the shard as part of our armors,
Yeah.
so
That's
makes
fair.
sense.
Yep. So the soup is not going to be great. I rolled a
Yeah.
6, so.
My
yeah.
lord. Well, if you're making it for Riot, it isn't gonna matter.
You know, I like to spice it up a bit. Give it some-
He needs raw.
Will
preferably really
you
fresh.
feed me, Nick?
I never expected to hear that.
He can
me
barely
both.
move.
Yes, I will feed you.
Ah.
At least your bedside manner is better than mine, McNick.
Yeah, I'll be nice. I was contemplating something like a tube, maybe a funnel, but
I need to check.
True.
As you are beginning to feed him,
Holy
you see
shit!
another tendril slink off.
What are you after?
Is it in the
Starts
whole pot?
grabbing chunks of owlbear
Oh,
meat as
that's
it
fine.
So I was
I mean,
curious about
go
something.
ahead.
I was curious how sincere I was, how sincere Rokai was with everything that he was saying. So I rolled a percentage, and I got 98. He is absolutely sincere.
Oh
Like-
boy.
I had my doubts, so I had to double check, and the dice say this is legit, 100% sincere. Trust, sir.
So we should probably do a mission briefing for the crew, since
Yes.
we are getting close.
And I need to have a very important talk with Riot to be sort of funneled into Mabari's side of things as a memory before we get there. Very important things to be said. And I've been running from it for a while.
Well,
Wish
all
me
things
luck.
in due time.
Yes. Wish me luck that he doesn't tear my head off. It's entirely plausible.
So, what do you all do first?
Do the
Well-
briefing because you're going to want the person with charisma doing the talking, or at least standing there to smooth things over when someone inevitably stumbles over their own words.
Puts
Oh,
their foot in their mouth like me.
Over table comment here. You know, for a bard, you are really bad with people.
Sure.
That comment is specifically about Abwabel. Poor guy.
Oh, I thought you were legitimately talking about me. I was like, you're not wrong. I am kind of bad with people.
Anyway,
Say that.
this has been a
Whatever.
chaotic beginning of the journey, so let's try and smooth
Crazy.
things out. Yes,
Yes.
we need to have a briefing, so let's invite everybody to the same place if we can. Galley's right there. Riot is here. We might as well have everyone meet up. Starla as well.
I don't think we necessarily need to bother her right now. She's just been through a hell of a lot. She is
Right.
kind of okay with being on her own.
And
If she
since you
wants-
mention it, she has made it clear to us that she could hear anything.
If she
So-
wants to join, she's free to join. We're not excluding her. She can show up if she wants. Not required.
There are no secrets. We're not talking behind anyone's back. We know full well that she can hear everything.
Everywhere.
Yes.
There is no privacy.
Actually, where are Perry and Roderick?
Barry,
Rick's been
The
rather
door to
busy.
Roderick's room, or rather Leon's room, opens, and the
I
two
like
of
the
them
quotation marks there.
It is Leon's room anymore. It's just Roderick's room, and he just takes up space like a knickknack.
Hello, Roderick.
Their both of
sleeps in
their
there
heads
sometimes.
pop out of the door.
we're having a bit of a chat.
Yes.
We're-
What of Master Micnic?
Plans in the Icewind Dale.
Oh, lovely, my homeland.
Happy Perry.
As
Happy
he-
Perry is so darling.
Comes out. You see Roderick toss a card game aside as he nestles himself.
I
On
love the idea
Perry's
that they were
head.
playing a card game together. That is grand.
Can you imagine all of the critters at a table like the dogs playing poker?
Yes.
Yes! I love it!
Roderick, have you learned anything else about that egg I asked you to keep?
I've learned a small bit. I need a bit more time to research. But
Okay.
I'm trying to currently figure out how exactly to activate it.
I have a feeling we may be able to ask. Actually, we've got a few people we could ask. Niv Mizzet and Archibald, for one, are old enough that they probably saw at least the time where it was originally created. They might know something. Next time
I
we
should
see
have
them.
asked that before.
Yes.
But that's beside the point.
I didn't have it with me, or else I would have.
I've had it the entire time, Master Leon.
Good.
Any information on purple dragons, we may require it.
Gwonk peeks his head out of the door. Where are you all going? I thought we were dealing in the... Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Hey.
Guan, would you care to join us?
Sure. As you see a pile of silver and other metals being pushed to the side and
Mercy.
covered with some cloth. Absolutely.
I see you've been doing well while we were away.
Whatever are you talking about?
I can't wait to get back to an actual proper city and make some money myself. But I think I'm gonna have to wait till we go to hell to do that.
It's not like this isn't for everyone. Okay.
I'm a very independent woman, and I make my own money.
We
So
Well, that's fine, but when you're looking at a pile of silver, your morals start going out of the window.
I must say there has been a period of time where that was my exact mentality, and I understand. I'm going to
I see
pretend
a
I
pile
didn't
of
see
silver
it.
and my morals go up,
Oh,
actually.
I almost forgot.
No,
I'm
I can't
going to
help.
just pretend I saw nothing.
Guan, I
So.
can't help but point out how experienced you seem in that.
In what exactly?
Mm.
I say we
I
leave
see
it alone.
nothing.
We have
I
an
hear
expe-
nothing.
we have an
Agreed.
experienced blacksmith on board. Anything that he misshapes or anything else can easily be
Forged
transformed again.
Yes. Right. Icewind Dale, everyone.
What about it? As the
Oh.
the crew is in front of you all now.
Right. Everyone
Um,
here?
I believe so.
We need to address...
is accounted for,
18%.
including myself.
Just,
Even though I'm quite drained and running on pure adrenaline.
Thank you, Abelbell. Actually,
Oh, dear.
sit tight. Have some soup.
Yes.
I think it's
Car-
freshly made.
Kagawashabadawl.
Oh,
That's
goodness.
not what I meant to say. Those are
I'm
words.
going to extra specialize the soup for him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe give him a
Place
little bit
that
of a...
we. While y'all are doing that, Moxie's just gonna go straight into diplomacy
Love the
spiel.
halfling luck.
So, head chat, as you're starting to talk, we need to address Riot and Starla, as well as the Icewind Dale.
By the way, Justin, 17,
Yes.
cooking to revitalize the soup and also add a healing potion to it.
Might I also
Very well.
suggest tapping into Caligon's stores of that sleeping aid?
Sleepy sleep. Put in a pinch of the sleepy
That's
sleep.
not a bad idea, Leon.
Caligon, hell, ask your runt to help out.
Yes, but Caligon specializes
prepared.
in these
That's
things.
true, that's true.
All right, so the first thing we're going to address is Mabari and Riot are non-problems. They will be introduced to all of you formally once they are no longer on the brink of death. That is where that currently stands. And
I know-
you all are perfectly safe.
I know he's a bit intimidating to look at the moment, but he is a trusted and valued member of the crew. Well, they, I should say. They are
They.
Mabari and Riot.
Yes, Mabari is unconscious and being kept alive by Riot. Mabari being blue, Riot being red. So, they're fine. Starla, the now much larger bat than when you all probably very first saw her, is also a non-threat. She knows that anyone on this ship, crew, critter, or us is off limits for consumption. And we will be doing our best to keep things aboard that she can consume freely.
They
Yes.
all look over toward Abwabel.
Yes,
Are you quite
Was-
sure?
there
that-
was a misunderstanding.
That
But we-
was a lapse, properly speaking. That was a lapse in communication because we had absolutely zero idea that that had any probability of happening.
She does...
None whatsoever.
drink blood.
Yes,
I
that is
want
how she
to
sustains herself.
make sure we squash any rumors. She does drink blood. We've been mindful of that. We thought we were being careful, making sure that she understood what was and was not okay to eat. Obviously, we miscommunicated. We've had conversations with her. We'll continue to have conversations with her to try and ensure the safety and well-being of every living creature on this ship.
Well
Includes
said.
her, because this is very new and very strange and scary, probably to her as well. Just give her a little bit of space, and if she wants to speak to you or get cuddles, she will do so. But she knows not to go
You're
chomping.
quite lucky that you
Oh.
had a resurrection spell,
Mm-hmm.
says the dwarf.
I would say-
Yeah, it's come in handy quite a lot, actually.
I would say Ablabel was the lucky one.
I don't know. He's currently dealing with some very, very strange things, so I don't know if he's lucky in that sense.
However, this is a good thing because it brings to mind something that we need to make clear to you. Death with this crew, with this team, the Crimson Blades, is a very real possibility. I myself have died 3 or 4 times.
I think that's about right.
I'm not sure whether to count Kai and Rory's simultaneous thing as 2 or
Yes.
1.
I think that should be 2 because you were separate entities. You both died
4 times then.
insane amount of times, considering you were supposed to be the wise one who didn't have that problem.
Jabs don't need to be thrown at this moment. Unified front for the crew, Moxie.
It's a joke, but it's also true. You know I care.
I bring this up to preface our mission. We are going to the Icewind Dale. Nick? This
Yes.
is your task. I think you're best for explaining.
Well, there is a material that I suddenly can't remember the name of.
It's Chardolin.
Chardolin, thank you. That is
This
being
is not
mined.
said out loud. That is mental to keep you on point. I'm your cue card.
Brilliant.
Teleprompter in your head.
Joy,
It's Chardolin.
there is a material being mined that we need to stop the mining and collection of. It is being mined in an underground area of the Icewind Dale, and we've been tasked to stop it out of fear that it is going to help our enemy.
We also need to discern whether they intend to help our enemy, Sharlock, the Cinder Flame, as you well know, or if they were meaning to use it as a weapon against him. Their motivations are unclear. Diplomacy is something we're going to have to try, but I cannot guarantee that it will succeed. If it breaks down, if it comes down to it, we will fight.
Indeed.
Are there any questions? Did we forget anything, Moxie?
Did you mention that they were Dwergar? That's a very, very important note, especially for one particular member of our crew.
Dwergar.
Yes, Dinwar, the Dwergar are the ones gathering this.
Finding Chardolin in the Icewind Dale. Might you have any insight that you
Knock
can
off, dwarfs.
There we
Well,
have it.
do that.
Okay.
Personal
We were-
prejudices aside, we have made contact with the Dwergar Prince and had a positive communication with them before being chased off by the next concern, a rather large ship that blotted out the sky and chased us away with beams that seemed to be made of the sun. That's the best I can describe it. I was not
That
joking about the
doesn't sound
dangers.
very good at all.
You're right. So, at the
I
moment,
know.
we're trying to figure out the order of operations.
And that would be.
I just said we're trying to figure it out.
Ah. So
But
we have
oh.
no plan.
Unfortunately, was that Komsha speaking?
Yes.
Madam, no, I must admit that pretty much 90% of the things that we have managed to achieve have either been through ridiculous amounts of diplomacy that should have no business working, or we are flying by the seat of our pants and our trousers are currently on fire. That is how we operate.
Both
Alright,
We
I'm act-
operate
literally and
pretty much on a knife
metaphorically.
edge. Either we fail horrendously and all nearly die, or we succeed and we come out unscathed where we shouldn't. That's how we
49%
exist.
to Rokai to actually snark this out for once in character. You know, Moxie, for being a bard, you are remarkably bad with people. We do not currently have a plan. We're briefing you on the mission so that we can develop a plan. This is a conversation. We're not giving orders and expecting you to obey them. This is a discussion. This is what we need to do. Now we need to decide how to do it. We want to use all of your skills to the best of your ability, all of our resources, to come up with the best plan we possibly can to guarantee the survival of everyone possible.
Her present as well, or is she sleeping?
Who?
Alicia, where is she? Is she sleeping?
Last I saw,
No,
she was headed below deck.
She's standing right at the stairs, leaning up against one of the walls, looking at you all.
Ah,
Do
there
you
she is.
want to just
You may chime
brood
in if you
over
wish.
there, or do you want to join us?
She gets off of the wall as she starts to walk over. What exactly would you like me to say?
I'm particularly interested in what you know about the ship that chased us off. You are the one who saved us from it. Surely you recognized it as a threat in some way.
I've only heard rumors. I don't know exactly what it is. I've never seen it.
I will say that rumors have given quite a bit of credence to themselves in our experience.
I only know that Zardarok Sunblight was building some kind of weapon that he believes will be able to take on the Cinder Flame.
Zardarok, for everyone in the crew who doesn't know, the king of the Dwergar in the Icewind Dale.
I believe it's Prince, but details.
He is
No.
the king.
Oh,
Zardarok
never
was
mind.
the king. We spoke with the prince.
Never mind. I stand corrected. Very rarely do y'all hear that over table. I stand corrected.
Anything else from me?
You okay?
The question is, are you...
I want to have that discussion privately.
I only ask because you all were so terrified of me.
No, we were more scared of the spell, not you.
I'm aware, but I was the one that cast it.
You were under extreme emotional distress at the time. Your
Lost
familiar
Nox.
was... You thought you lost Nox, yes?
He's not a familiar.
He's like Mosper.
Ah,
No, there's more to that story.
The point is, we hold no negative feelings towards you revolving around that encounter. Honestly, we're just wanting to see Nox come back, and
we were fighting for him as much as you were.
Yeah.
We trust you. You have shown yourself trustworthy. We have no doubts.
Nox is fine for now.
good.
No, we hadn't hardly thought about it since you woke up from it. It's just, oh, okay, back to normal. Over table, that was a cat.
If that
Brokai's
ever happens again, I hope that it doesn't.
as do we. But know that we support you.
Good. As for you all, she looks over to the crew. They are correct. There's a high likelihood of a good few of you dying.
Hell, one of you already has.
Precisely.
That was supposed to be a joke. I'm sorry.
But
Too soon.
whatever happens in here, I can promise you, is nothing comparative to what lies outside of the Golden Owl Mirage and outside of that cave that you were in. We are at war. Do not forget that. I most certainly will not. I will be quiet for now.
Very well.
Do you wish to say anything more?
At the moment, Captain Sloust, our heading is Aldustown. It is our last point of contact with the Dwergar Prince Mikhail. Mikhail? Whatever his name was.
Okay.
Very
was-
good.
With
Need
luck,
to
it's
talk
still
to
standing.
Norris Company.
Hopefully it will be an uneventful arrival, but be wary, be ready for evasive maneuvers.
And we probably need to figure an apology for their tank getting partially eaten.
We don't have. They don't have proof we did that. Remember?
Well, if it doesn't come up, then it doesn't come up.
No, because Gwonk ate part of it and was not seen eating part of it. They think it
Yep.
just malfunctioned. So
Which,
we
given
are
the
not
appearance
to
of the
blame
ship, would...
at all.
Fair enough.
Oh, there is one, no, two other massive things to be aware of. Lorna, the sea serpent, ally. Her crystal dragon mate, also friendly. Do not please do not
Antagonize.
engage. Do not antagonize or engage in combat. Lorna also very recently gave birth, so she's probably cranky. Leave the new mama alone.
Moxie, you mentioned Lorna. Have you mentioned Lorna to
Starla?
Yeah. God, I don't know why names are failing me today.
Over table question, because I don't want to speak out of turn in character. Is anyone on this ship ever likely to even encounter Lorna or any of their people?
The minute anyone steps off the ship and goes near the water, yes.
I'll be right back.
That's
must
exactly what
adjourn
you
for a
think it
moment.
was.
I think we
let's-
will too.
Can we go to a BRB? We've got parent stuff, and
We'll
I've
be
got to
right
go
back,
run a very
folks.
quick errand. So
Welcome back! So, you were in the midst of telling your crew the game plan.
At the moment, we don't exactly have a game plan. But we are here to discuss with you what our plan should be. We're making a plan. That's probably a better way to say it.
I think we should go and try to take care of the thing that was shooting at us before. If nothing else, it'll give us an idea of if it is what's being used for the Shardlin,
It's
or
even there. That
It has
ship may
been
have
quite some
just
time.
leveled the town and left.
It was chasing the temple.
That, I believe, was before it was shooting at us.
Chasing
time.
the temple,
Yeah.
but we heard about it from Morgul after Iron Falls.
Right, but remember we had a weird thing with time after the trip to the Feywild.
Yes.
This all sounds fantastical, I know. Moxie can tell you the details better than us, but in our downtime.
And
So this thing, this machine,
a very large machine that we do not know how it works.
is it controlled by something?
Not
I would
that we
assume
can
so.
see. We're not
We haven't
sure.
gotten close enough to see.
Description: large. Larger than you could probably fathom. To the point where the sky could have been ground for how full it was of this.
Well, that sounds very doable.
Presumably, something would be guiding it, yes. We have no idea what. Or where, even on the thing. So, if it's still there, we have to figure out how to approach it, probably.
Break
the
the
question-
mast last time it shot at us.
So we have two eventualities to plan for. One, it is there. Two, it isn't. If it isn't there, obviously we go to the Dwergar. That part of the plan will be the same no matter what, but we have to figure out what we'll do if it is still there.
And what
don't
exactly is our plan if it is there?
I don't know
That
that
is
we
what
have
we're
any.
deciding.
Diplomacy,
that-
I find, is always the
You
best
all-
course of action.
Talk amongst yourselves real quick. Hang on, I gotta go
Okay.
help Sarah with something.
So
Discuss plans of action.
diplomacy with the machine that we don't have any idea as to who's controlling it for what purpose, etc., is obviously not going to work. I personally do not think that diplomacy of any sort with Dwergar or unknown machine is going to work, but that's me.
Well, we have an inn, a diplomatic inn, with the prince already. Your face is telling me that you dislike that for some reason.
It is that I'm not remembering very well, but adrenaline, trauma, etc., I'm probably just not remembering, and that's okay. Like, my brain is just shot.
No, right before Alicia came and saved our asses, we had a meeting with Prince McCall. We said that we would help them with their dragon problem, and they'd give us more information about the Shardlin thing, or at the very least, talk with us about Zardarok.
Yes,
Oh
I'm
my-
paying attention to you. Are you happy?
Oh goodness. That was Roderick level sass out of that cat just now over to oh my gosh.
Yes, pawing at my back.
Thankfully we haven't gotten to that point yet. I hope we never do.
We
Well, when
Anyway.
Roderick climbs.
oh, they were working with Xanathar.
Yes.
Right. Then unfortunately oh Lord have mercy. Oh.
We don't know in what capacity they were working with.
No, but anything that is directly linked to the Xanathar means that until we take care of whatever it is we fight with the Xanathar, we can't deal with the Dwergar in a way that we would like.
To be fair, we're kind of directly linked right now.
Yes, in a not so positive sense at that. He doesn't need a whole lot to just turn on us full tilt, and then we're,
I mean, beholders are fickle and insane at the best of times.
yes. And the minute that one gets the negative inkling to come after you, we have seen can do some very terrible things. Even on the low end.
So we have to assume that they have resources from the Xanathar. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're in league with him, just like we were not in league with him. We were just working. We were doing a job for him.
The Cold One, however, wants the Dwergar thing gone.
Yes.
That's right.
That has to essentially just be obliterated.
The Chardon weapon, I remember her saying that she wanted it dealt with. I don't
Whether
remember whether it becomes a weapon for the good of the world or it has to be destroyed for the good of the world. One way or another, it can't fall into the hands of Charlotte. That would...
Pretty much.
I imagine that this super weapon is not going to do a damned thing against Sharlock now that we've seen what happens when he uses a breath weapon. So my thought is either it's going to work well for dealing with other large things that Sharlock could throw our way eventually, and we leave it in the hands of Archie and Niv, and we wash our hands of the whole shebang, get that out of the way, and that's it. Or we have to destroy absolutely everything, and then we have to worry about the Xanathar coming back and harassing us again.
Okay.
Abubil, a stupid question, but do you happen to know the properties of Chardolin?
Chardolin is a very rare material. It isn't normally even found in this plane.
Well,
And does it come from then?
I believe that it stems originally from its base form. Two different areas. One form is from the Underdark,
Ooh.
and the other is from the Plane of Light.
Interesting.
I don't believe I've heard of that one.
Dark
The
Dwergar,
two
that
of
makes
them
sense.
meet and coalesce, and that is apparently where the Chardolin is born. Is where the two planes of existence coalesce together.
Sort of like a
That's
scab.
why they're so rare.
Sort of like a scab on a wound between dimensions.
Yes.
You
In
have been.
essence.
Ugh.
What?
Oh.
Pardon me if
It's
the terms I
gross.
need to understand this.
That really wasn't all that gross.
Not really. Given everything else we've gone through, that's the least of the...
I suppose.
That aside, I think after further discussion, the best idea is to focus on what we know. We don't know anything about this ship. We don't even know what its purpose here is. So if it's there when we get there, I think, and everyone feel free to debate me on this, we wait and see. If it's there, we stay back, we observe, and we plan from there. But beyond that, we really can't plan for it. So we need to focus on what we do know about the Dwergar, the fact that they're working with Xanathar.
And whether
And I've
or
lost my
not-
train of thought.
They already
need
said
to
they were
weigh-
working with the Xanathar. That is for certain. Their
So-
mines are what's interesting to me. They have the Underdark mines connected up to the Plane of Light, supposedly. There's also a purple worm there.
Actually, a dragon.
Wait, they said that they have a mine connected to
They
the Plane
were
of Light?
mining for it, from what I understand. They did say they were mining, so judging by the two, I'm going to
So,
make a leap in logic and say that is what they are mining for.
while we're making logical leaps, we should perhaps ask if there are any purple dragons associated with the plane or the Underdark.
Who are you asking?
I mean,
I'm generally asking. I'm just saying out loud.
I remember
Oh.
it was a dragon. The purple worm, the only
yeah, purple
worm
worms or
I've ever
dragons is
heard
what
of.
I'm thinking of.
Well, yes, but they called it specifically a dragon. They didn't call it a worm. When someone says a worm, I think of the one that the witch had.
Yes.
That was a worm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
So, current
We
plan:
could-
if the ship is there, we stay back, observe, and reassess the situation.
Outside of that, we go and pursue their job opportunity. Any to gain more information? Anyone else against this?
At the moment, we've made contact with Prince Mikal at Aldous Town.
Yes.
Last we saw, it was still standing. Assuming it's still there, there was an entrance to the Underdark as well. Underdark, underground.
Question.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
hate to bring this up, but I overheard you say something about the prince.
yes.
Am I wrong in remembering that he got inside of that machine that you all had me eat chunks out of? And didn't he fall down the hole?
It is
And I think it blew
plausible
up.
the prince. It did a bunch. Pretty much everybody that was in it was dead.
Well, we don't know.
So,
We didn't see what happened.
No, but we saw the scale
We
of the
don't
explosion.
really have a connection to the prince anymore. Right?
More than likely.
You're
We could
assuming
just-
he died.
Well,
Usually, when one falls
are-
down a giant hole and an
Maybe.
explosion occurs,
Rokai,
He
when we
could
were
have.
last. Rokai, when we were last here, you were two separate entities. And I think you are not remembering the scope of the damage that was done when that machine malfunctioned.
You may well be right.
That's all I'm going to say about that. I remember it was pretty terrible, and we've arrived.
We did make a deal with him, though, so using his name may not be a bad idea.
And I still think he's
We
dead.
are arriving to our heading.
She runs up to the deck to see what she can see is the shiny thing of blasting doom around. That is an 17 passive perception, I should say.
I need to see, actually. No.
Good news, for the moment, fingers crossed, I don't see it. Currently
Perception
clear.
is way worse, so I wouldn't see it. Well, if it's here, it is really good at hiding.
A clear day, or are there clouds?
There are clouds. It's actually, it looks like a large storm might be approaching.
Lovely.
We might be in for some very chilly weather. Everybody bundle up.
Odd thought. A ship that size would have a hard time hiding in a cloud.
I think it would have a hard time hiding except in the clouds. That looks like a mighty mean storm.
That's what I said.
Is that? I didn't hear you correctly. The wind must be just completely blowing it away.
Fair enough.
That's gonna be a nasty storm.
Well-
It's gonna be cold.
As we discussed, we operate as though it's not here.
Alright, do we go spelunking, one of my favorite new pastimes, or do
We are
attempt to go-
approaching the city that you told me to go to.
Right?
However, as he looks over the side of the ship, it doesn't look like there's much there.
A machine in the sky might have gotten to the town then. They may have had to...
There is, however, a large hole.
That would be the entrance
Yep.
to the underground of the Dwergar.
Would you like me to take the Almirage down to it?
Not yet.
We may wish
The
to-
storm that is approaching says otherwise. We need to find some
Shelter.
kind of shelter away.
Take us down nearby,
Right.
but out of sight. I'd like to have some time to gather our resources. Talk to your runt, Denwar, see if there's anything that they can offer to
going to run down to the
facilitate
lake.
the mission.
I'm going to run down to the lake and ask old friends what they think of the current situation.
Perhaps take Starla with you. There's a good deer in the area.
She can come out. She wishes. Though it is
As
about
the
to storm.
All Mirage starts to land or go close to the land, you all see the large hole, the storm that is on the horizon, and the town that once was overrun by the Dwergar is ash now.
Lovely.
Ale.
Hold it.
For me, for the moment. But that tells me that our work here still isn't done because the Cold One insisted further that you come back, Mick. So,
Yes.
just because the town is no more does not mean there is not still work to be done. But it means that we are at least going to be out of the snow and underground.
So here's what I'm thinking for the moment. Moxie, while you're off doing what you wanted to do at the water, I'm going to go into town, see what I can salvage. I'm faster than most people here. Maybe Parrot could come with me. He's equipped for the weather. Meanwhile, Yurunt, any potions, any concoctions you can think of that might be of assistance down in the caves, please whip them up while we're gone. And can you think of anything we might need from Denwar or Abwabel? Anyone?
Isuk, this might be a place where you, might benefit from Starla's hunting method if she decides that she is hungry.
That
She
would
drains
be
she does only drain the blood. She doesn't eat the flesh, if I'm not badly mistaken.
a good way to preserve things.
So
What are you
may-
wanting me to do?
One was asking whom.
What Isuk is wondering
Oh.
what you...
You used the wrong accent. I thought you were like the goblin or something. You did not use the correct accent. I got
Confusion
confused.
hit us all just then.
I thought that you said... I was trying to see who you were saying. So, just a garble of...
Oh,
different-
the orc.
Oh, okay.
The cook.
Yes, the chef.
Yes.
Isuk the cook.
If Starla's willing to have a hunting companion, you might be able to get some of the wildlife in the area for stocking the hold.
And you want me to go out in this?
Sure, exactly what kind of weather you're accustomed to, because I've never been to where you're from, so my apologies.
The ocean.
Yes, I
You
wouldn't
may
expect you to go
have-
out in this.
was gonna say-
Beaches.
Oh,
That's
tropical.
what I'm more accustomed to.
Tropical. Oh,
As
the
you
things that I
see him
like, then.
Bundled up. Everybody's bundled up in
Except
in,
Mick.
new attire.
I don't see what the problem is, to be
Fluffy
honest.
attire.
Well, let's look at it this way.
Alright.
Could you conceivably use something preserved in that manner? If we could convince her to bring her quarry back.
Perceivably, I could do my best. I've
So
never
they
worked
will-
with things like that before.
To be perfectly frank, neither have we. We're all learning.
We butchered, I do mean butchered, the owlbear that Starla brought down with Gwonk. I do mean butchered. That was a horror show.
I'm
There
sure she
is a
can handle
lake
herself
if
against them
the,
on her own these times.
I was going to say there is a lake that can be fished, but I don't think you'll want to go down. It usually has a couple of inches of ice in it. So
Oh, lovely.
I have to go down and say hello to an old friend there anyway. I will see what we can do about asking for some fish. I understand you're very well versed with fish.
It sounds like no one but you and I are planning on the ship, Moxie. That
Oh no,
possibly
I'm getting
very-
ready to go down into that hole away from this storm.
I'm also
That's true.
planning to go.
I do think that it would be best for us to go down before the storm gets
That
worse.
actually sounds like a good idea. Let's take the ship down
Shelter
carefully.
down
How long do you suppose it'll be?
the storm?
Yes, before
Lord
it gets here.
knows.
Well, I'm
Lord
afraid I can't
knows.
roll meteorology, so
No, but
Minutes, an hour.
given Moxie's going to take a minute to study how fast the clouds are moving.
Well, actually, the one that would know that best would be Rokai, since
Oh yeah, I'm from here.
you're from here.
Yeah. 13 plus survival, 16.
We
Or would
have
that
no
be-
idea.
Got no bloody clue.
You do remember, though, snowstorms of that potential magnitude could last hours, possibly even days at a time.
Like, no
I got a
understanding
17
at this moment.
survival.
Wait,
I
I'm sorry.
imagine
What time of
not
year
much
is it?
better.
Do we know what time of year it is?
We've
for
been
this
jumping all
area?
over the place. I keep forgetting.
We're close to Duran's Day, so I would say
Storms move fast this time of year. You're right. We need to get under.
Right then, I guess I'll say
roughly in real world time, we're in about close to fall, tail end.
So beginning of winter, this is when the storms start just hitting hard and hitting fast.
Yeah, I
Fun.
got so used to the weather in other places, I stopped thinking about how dire it can be here.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to wait to talk to my favorite ice serpent for a bit. And instead prepare for draconic diplomacy.
So we're heading in.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, that storm could tear this thing to pieces. And let's not have that happen.
Very well. As the ship starts to go down, you see that the curvature of the way that the drill came up has made the perfect elevator, as it were. As it just keeps going down. As you all look up, you see the storm
Just
hit right as you all are about maybe 5 minutes into the hole. You can feel the
no time. That's gonna be a banger.
Keep it steady, Mr. Sloust.
We're gonna be down here.
keeping it steady.
Can we throw some lights down, Miknik?
I cast dancing lights.
Or
She
I
got
keep
it.
forgetting who all can do that.
The lights go around the ship as you all continually see the deep pitch black.
I can only see a
Alicia.
certain distance down, so
How deep does this go?
be a
Right.
very long way. Can you still see it? Not can you still? Bleh. My brain's not working. You still have your dark vision?
I can only see about 60
Yes.
feet. Beyond that, I'm okay.
Yeah, that's about. I think that's about what I'm at.
Alicia casts what looks like a small pink ball as she sends it off the side of the ship. Nox appears in front of her as she looks into his eyes.
Interesting.
Still a fair ways down to go.
How do you know?
What is that? I can see through this orb.
Interesting.
Is it living?
No, it is a spell that I'm utilizing through Nox.
No, I mean the thing you saw.
Oh, no, there's just a lot of fungus that is appearing on the sides of the walls.
What kind of
Interesting.
fungus? What can you recognize about it?
Leon, you're a
You
mushroom
all
wizard.
start
Could be very
seeing
dangerous.
it as you are going down, and as the cave starts to widen, you all see just tendrils of
17
this
survival to recognize it.
orange and green fungus with toadstools that are popping up, and the types of mushroom formations that are colonizing together.
Did you catch my
Mick, you can tell that these mushrooms are a mix of it's kind of a mixed bag. Some of them, from what you can see, it is almost the tendrils of a hive mind like structure with the myconids. One in particular strand does stand out to you, and it seems to have its tendril lining within all of the mushrooms, and it's particularly the cordyceps mushroom.
Don't touch the mushrooms.
Don't touch the...
Hopefully, they don't spread their spores anywhere on this ship.
Spread the word. Don't touch the shrooms. Stay clear of the fungus.
Leon?
Yes. Do not get near. Honestly, I'd be kind of wary of being this close, but
Likewise.
as long as nothing
I
touches
definitely
it, it shouldn't react.
They
She
seem to be
pulls
almost
herself
in
out
a...
of mask.
I mean, they're not spreading spores right now.
No, they wait
Not-
till there's contact. They wait for living things.
Correct.
Possibly even just they detect movement and
With
then...
the different colonies of these mushrooms, though, are they all interconnected together? Or are they
Look like it.
separate?
This reminds me of Shimmerberry,
They could be
Calabraxis.
strands still attached to the same hive mind.
But what is this about a hive mind and mushrooms?
Well, there's these ants that can get a fungal infection where they get their brains hijacked. Well, at least I want to say
It
it's their
takes
brains, their
control
minds.
of the entire central nervous system.
It breaks away from the hive, and then they kind of go to infect the rest of the colony and/or anything that lives nearby for the fungus.
Well, you are technically correct. That is the strand of cordyceps that does that. But
Do any threats?
as for most mushroom colonies, they do link together.
Yes,
That's
into one large network.
Should we perhaps go back up and...
No.
can't.
And face that storm.
That
Oh,
will
no.
tear the mask off.
I'm not
immediately.
saying leave the hole. I'm saying go up far enough that we can take some time to maybe concoct some sort of facial apparatus to block the spores.
Oh, it's too late if that's the case. If there was already spores, we'd be already feeling it.
He's got
I'm
a
not
point
thinking
there.
about now, I'm thinking
Careful.
about later.
Yes, but
Do we have any kind of air bubble spell or something like that?
Let's
what did
see.
I do?
The closest thing I have is a wall of force, but that only lasts us about 10 minutes.
I have protection from poison. I do not have protection from fungal infections.
No,
God damn it. Alicia looks over at Nox, and she gets into a meditative state as he lands in front of her. I'm going to need a while to see if I can make contact. I'm going to have to ask for a favor.
Yeah.
Do
That's
we
going
need to
be
hide
lovely.
Moxie?
should... Well,
No.
going
You
up
need
is
to
not
hide
an
me.
option. Should we just carefully continue on?
Who do you think she's making contact to?
Captain
main
Slouch
patron.
says, "We are on course. Tally-ho!"
Carefully.
Fully.
Try not to agitate anything.
Yes, try not to touch any fungal thing you see.
And if
If
there's any
those
kind of
mushrooms make contact with anything or any one of us, we're doomed.
if there's any kind of
I would say-
blockage, I'd rather we stop and wait.
Captain Slouch just having to make rolls right now to keep
Guide the ship.
I bless him.
on course. You bless him? Okay.
Yep.
Ah, bless.
You see the ship almost touch one of the mushroom colonies
Steady on.
as he gets it back on course. As you all
Moxie
keep
kind of
descending
just-
further.
Moxie,
just keeps the lights in
Moxie,
place. What?
could you do a sort of walking march? Keep them on a rhythm.
The risk of sending sound waves that
It doesn't have to be
Would.
loud.
she'll start tapping her foot just loud enough to be heard to keep everything kind of just moving steadily. If that needs to be an inspiration, so be it. That's a D12.
Okay. The ship keeps descending
I'm gonna get
On
past this
course.
at some point.
as the cavern seems to get larger. You all do notice that there are crystalline structures that are coming out of the walls, as well as intertwined throughout the knotted, almost rock-line walls. The rock seemingly black and purple. Intertwined are the hive-like structures of the myconids that are all over the place. As you get closer to the ground, which you can see ground now, Sloust pumps the brakes for a moment. I believe our best course of action here is to try and go on foot.
And before we leave the safety of the ship, I'd like a mask or something.
I mean, Moxie has just taken a scarf to her face. She doesn't exactly have anything else she can do.
Dinwar, can you
The
think
roll.
of anything? Or maybe Applebell?
Applebell could
no,
probably come up with
Applebell.
something.
Applebell's probably still resting.
Yes.
I don't know how long that this will last for, says Dinwar. But I do potentially have something. Give me a moment.
Sure thing.
As he goes to his quarters. Applebell says,
The best thing that I could think of. What do you all possess in here that you don't mind losing?
What about the skin of the owl bear?
Do you still possess it?
I think
there
there's
should
still a few
be some
yards of it
more.
left.
There
We
should
also
be
have
quite
a-
a bit left.
We also have plenty of fabric, spools of canvas, wood.
The spare canvas, because
Plenty of iron from the cannonballs, or I'm sure you could probably Quonk.
Leon,
Yes.
what magical components do you possess currently?
Well, I've got a bit of everything. That doesn't cost much more than.
I
roll.
wonder, those phoenix quills, are the feathers useful for anything?
The golden
They
quills
are, but I have no use for them right now.
Not for this.
I was curious.
Do you possess any flesh components or plant matter?
Plant matter. Let's see here. What do I have?
What plants
spare-
do you have?
There's spare flesh down in the hold.
Have you met Root? Have you met Root?
I do not wish to take from the living.
He's been growing in there for a while. He probably some trimmings.
I have some leftover snake skins. Let's see here. No, that's not going to work. That's a lodestone. Oh, some eggshells.
If you had the gallbladder of a bugbear, that would be very helpful.
I doubt it, but let me keep looking. No, that's not it.
Acquiring.
I'm just gonna wander over to Root's place, knock on the door, and ask if he has any overgrowth that he's willing to donate.
It has to be a specific type.
Caterpillar cocoons.
Oh,
That's
those will
exactly-
do just fine. Give
Hmm.
me... How many do you possess?
12.
I will need... How many of you are going?
Definitely me.
For
Uh,
us, I think
unless
Harold will be
any-
joining us.
Unless anyone else is planning on going and hasn't told us before.
Is Alicia going as well?
It's up to her. You gonna
We'll
go?
count on her going, and
Yeah. I think
make one
she's-
She's
very.
still in a trance.
We'll count on her
Give
going.
me 5 just in case.
Got it.
Lucy will hurry down to
Leon will
the
hand them
mansion
over.
real quick to have a quick word with Starla. Just to ask, hey, can you kind of try and keep Mabari warm? He's really sensitive to cold right now, and he's still really weak. If you could kind of just keep him warm, that would be great.
Yes.
Head chat. Should we ask her to protect the ship while we're away?
Oh yes, if anything starts antagonizing the ship, retaliate in kind.
You are free to eat whatever attacks the ship.
Also, head chat, mushrooms.
And avoid the mushrooms, they're deadly.
I don't like those anyway.
They're sensitive to touch, spores, infections. Can't heal you. Kind of thing.
Fine.
I don't want you getting a fungal infection that causes you to lose your mind.
I'll be careful.
Very good. And I do hope you get to have some fun if something is stupid enough to attack this ship.
Mm-hmm.
She goes over to Riot and Mabari as she puts her wings over and lays her head down.
And she gets a nice, affectionate just... Thank you. We'll be back.
About 12, 13 minutes go by of you all preparing and gathering supplies as Denwar and Abelbel both come out, kind of pushing each other up the stairs. I got here fast.
Alright,
They
alright, alright.
It's not a competition.
Well, we both have quite the interesting idea for you to hopefully not ingest any of these spores.
Let's hear them.
Well, Denwar holds out what looks like some kind of apparatus that you can put over your mouth and nose. It's a very crude looking, almost steampunk-esque style respirator mask that is comprised of owlbear pelt and different bits and bobs from his workshop, as Abwabel has a little satchel that is filled with 8 potions.
These, if those respirators don't seem to do the job, if you take these, it should provide you with protection from that for around 5 hours.
5 hours.
It should, in
Should.
theory.
Yes,
I
every
have
new
not
invention.
gotten to test it.
Of course, every untested invention has its probabilities.
Caveat.
And not to mention-
Caveats to
And not to mention,
this
there's
potion.
I think
And
there's also a phrase that I think you know, Abubel. An engineer always gives himself room on paper.
Speaking
Correct.
of
yes,
room,
caveats include with your potion and from Denoir's shoddy work. If you come into contact with too many of these spores,
I don't necessarily think that they're going to block everything. So you
Fine.
can't come into contact with too much at one time.
to be perfectly frank, I try to avoid them altogether regardless. Protection.
Likewise. Oh boy.
The kitty
Genoa.
is insistent.
I have an oddly shaped face. I don't suppose you made one
Shoot that.
snoot shaped.
I didn't necessarily have enough. I guess that you're going to be trying
The potion.
potion.
I'd very much prefer to take both.
She will don the mask and then unwind her scarf, which smells faintly of perfume,
Mick drinks
and
the
just
potion.
kind of make a covering over his nose. At least it'll smell nice. I don't
What
know
color
that it'll
is
do
it?
much. Dark shade of green,
Okay, I'm
like
good with green.
a fairly dark forest green.
I would be grateful regardless. I just wanted to know so I
You were terrified that it was going to be some strange, glitterified pink or red nightmare.
absolutely not. I know Moxie better than that.
Yeah, it was whether it was going to be light or sheer or opaque, and then what kind of color family. And I was like, okay, fine, forest green it is.
Okay, so I'll have a potion and
Something that hopefully
Alicia
isn't going to draw attention.
comes out of her trance, and you see her eyes are completely white as they go back to normal.
Welcome back.
Interesting.
She stands up, and Nox goes on top of her staff. Are we ready to go?
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
earlier, on the castle, your eyes turned black. This time they turned white. You're more than welcome to ignore the question, should you feel it inappropriate, but I'm curious as to why.
It's a long story.
I'm not sure if this has any bearing on that story, but I had white sparks appearing around me occasionally while we were up there. Not sure if that has any bearing, or if that's just me imagining things in the heat of the moment.
When we get back, you and I are to chat, Mick.
Leon.
God damn it, I always do that. Leon.
Alicia,
Sorry.
come on, it's just the two of us.
Avaricia.
Oh,
No, let's not do
Oh,
that, no.
No.
Bad.
That was
Better
not in
okay.
character, and you all know it.
It could have been, though.
I will regale you the tale, Rokai, when we are back on the ship.
Fair enough.
Are we ready to go?
I'd be happy with another scarf as well, but yes, I suppose we're as ready as we can be.
Then let us, shall we?
Moxie, I saw that side. I live by my nose.
You were going to sneeze. Considering that perfume isn't something you're in contact with.
Sloused puts down the ladder.
Well, once more into the breach. Tally-ho! And down it goes.
As you all
Carefully.
get down,
Get down, get down.
you see that there are spots on the ground where there aren't the mushroom
Looking for a trail.
colonies.
Anything like a manually cleared path.
You do see one.
Fantastic.
Down that we go.
Feels like our
You
heading.
also see, as you start going down that path, that there's a path that veers off to the right that seems to have torches that are lit.
Decision. Left or right?
I was gonna say, do we go down the one with the torches or the one without?
Torches are more inviting.
Except they also lead to more civilization, which we may need to avoid for the moment.
Well,
Let's see.
I said we go to the
where
right.
was it? 23 to survey how the darker one looks. Any...
It's
More of the same.
just more of the same.
Okay. So it seems... Yeah, I say we avoid the torches for now, because we know what puts up torches.
kind of wish we had Starla with us. She could tell what's down in the dark.
Have at least 2 other people besides yourself who can also tell that.
Echolocation can see, Father.
Yes, but I asked her to watch Mabari while we were away.
I'm not criticizing that at all. It's just wistful. So, have we got a decision, Mick, Leon?
To the right?
I say
I
to
think
the
you said
right.
Leon? Alright.
Follow the light.
Better to
That's
go
a
and see
24 perception as we go. My goodness, over table.
Ooh, noisy cat.
That one actually sounded like hello.
Just want some love.
All of them want love. That's the hilarious bit. But yeah, 24 perception as we continue down
He's
the
ready
path
for
without
bed and he
torches.
doesn't want me up, is what this is.
My dog does that.
As you all head down the path, you see that there are actually what look like mining drills and nodes that they were mining into.
Interesting.
Nodes of what?
You also see what look like a couple of Dwergar that are over by it. What do you do?
Pass without trace?
So we're going the stealth option. Okay.
Well, it's there if we want it.
Okay.
At the very least.
Well, what are we doing? Are we wanting to try diplomacy, or are we just...
Let's just see how far we can get away from them.
Perhaps we should stay and listen, see if we can overhear anything. Are they talking, or are they just there?
They are standing like this.
They're frozen?
They're frozen in place.
What do you do?
That's gonna be... Oh, that's a 26 Arcana check. Active spell or passive... Okay, so it's not active. By default means passive thing, or any mushroom things to do with them? Like, were there any
What do you
mushrooms
do?
on them?
Okay, dark vision only sees black and white, so it wouldn't help me if I were wanting to tell anything detailed.
But we are in a torchlit room.
Yeah, but is it lit well enough that we could see whether they've been turned to stone, or petrified, or if they're just...
They're not petrified, and they do not appear to be stone of any
Do
sort.
they appear to be breathing?
No.
Interesting.
Thing that freezes you in
Non-nat
place.
20 medicine check.
Are they dead?
Non-nat 20 medicine. You detect no vital signs from them. However,
good as
they
dead.
are still alive.
They
You
very
can tell
much
that there's
seem
life.
like they are dead. I sense some degree of life, but
I
Fascinating.
think we keep moving. I have a bad feeling about this.
Let's
Yes.
just steer clear of them and keep walking.
my concern is this is what the spores will do.
Well,
Or
we have
worse,
some.
this is related to the dragon that they wanted us to deal with.
We have some bit of protection. Let's keep moving.
Yes, that's just scuttle on past.
Maybe we'll see someone
What if the
not frozen who
dragon
can give us some
and the
information.
mushrooms are connected?
Thing tells me the
Perhaps.
reason why this chamber doesn't have torches is because this is not a safe place for them to be. Not
As
that
you
it's any
all
safer
keep
for us, but still.
moving down, you see 4 more Dwergar that are along the narrow path that you start going into, and they look like they're looking at the walls, frozen.
How
They
dense are the
look at
mushrooms in here?
walls.
How dense are the mushrooms in here?
There aren't a lot of the mushrooms in here.
Well, that's
Leon looks at
interesting.
the wall and towards the ceiling.
You see the tendrils, but you don't see any toadstools colonies.
There's a root system above us.
21 perception. Is there any kind of cracks in the wall something could come out through?
Just the cracks that they were
So if
they
the
were digging into.
The tendrils reach this far, they could have been infected from further up, and it just took time, and this is the eventual case. A longer term
It
takeover.
could be, but look at all of them. They seem to be frozen in response to the same stimulus.
As if it's stuck in.
This doesn't
a
feel
previous
like a gradual physical response. This is something
You-
happened all at once.
As you all are looking at them, you notice that none of the Dwergar that you have seen have been looking forward at you. They've all been looking toward a wall,
Or turned away.
turned away in some
I was
time.
actually just about to say something surprised them from the walls. The question is, should we keep going down this path?
Did the mushrooms all spread their spores simultaneously?
There's none in here, I think.
Correct.
The thing though,
Did
earth
they
tremors, if you make
explode?
enough tremors, you can simulate the feeling of something being prodded at, and all of a sudden, poof! Leaning to the wall to brace for impact, or frozen in emotion to try and do something.
And I imagine a giant
Plausible,
It's
laser
a lot of speculation.
hitting
as
the
said as
city.
we're walking through, but you know.
Imagine the laser that hit the city, if nothing else, shook this place.
That would explain why there's a root system, but no toadstools, and certainly no evidence of recent spore activity.
I would
It
agree,
hasn't
but for
regrown.
how dense it was on the way down here.
True, but we didn't see a wreckage either, did we? That's a good question. Did we go and see a wreckage?
I don't think we were looking. We were too focused on the storm.
We saw an explosion, and the
Yes,
thing
but there should have
fell
been.
in the hole.
Where you all came from, there was no wreckage. Hence why I did not say that there was any wreckage.
That meant people came and got it.
Or it was reclaimed by the earth. Or
That
overgrown
would've
with
been-
fungus. One way or another, we didn't see it.
Either way, that was awfully quick, considering our time scale. It's been at
Considering
least
a little
only a few
time.
days since that event.
We are still walking through the tunnel at this point, right?
Yes.
Yes.
All of this is probably even mental because
We don't want
Lord
to be
knows if
spooking
you-
whatever.
You all come into a larger chamber that has a tiered system with ladders and makeshift walking platforms that go along the walls. And you see that there are Dwergar that are facing toward the wall. There's 12 of them in this location, and they are in the similar fashion. What do you do?
This looks like a
Facing
primary
this.
workspace.
and they're not frozen in the middle of things. They're facing the wall again.
Something-
Leon uses Mage Hand to go and pull one out of the way.
As you pull one out of the way, you see on their chest that there are tendrils that are connecting them onto the wall. As you pull, you hear the
Not
Now we know
as
what
you
happened.
as you pull it, you look, and the front of them there are funguses that are coming out of their face, neck, and
You need
chest.
to leave.
Oh,
As
Did they abandon this
Leon's
tunnel?
mage hand pulls, you all see the rest of the bodies in here go.
Swiftly leave now.
Came.
Back out the cave.
As you all start going back out the cave, you notice down the hallway, as you start going, that there are the few Dwergar that were there, almost like weeping angels. They're just standing there staring at you all.
so I take it they can see us and are actively turning to watch us go.
We did hear hive mind out of all of this.
Out loud, I'll go ahead and say we know how.
But, curiosity, killed the cat, as they say. Let's leave them alone. Not harming anything. Not our business. Not our
Out loud,
circus,
that
not
was
our
lit.
monkeys.
Out loud, that is all I say.
Moxie's just trying to
Beyond
keep
that, I'm
herself,
cool with
like-
head chat.
Yeah, Moxie's just like hurrying.
So-
What are you trying to do, Moxie?
No, she's just busying herself moving forward. It's just a mild.
You're still
mental
moving
gap.
forward?
Faster speed walk.
Everyone,
Mhm.
Moxie
formation.
basically just takes the lead.
Back to back. Someone watch forward, someone watch back. We don't want anything
As you
taking us
all
by
start to
surprise.
come over to the ones that are blocking your path, they do not move and they start to come toward you all as their mouth you see tendrils.
Well,
You
this
hear
thing
some
moves
very-
fast.
You hear a very distinct primordial curse muttered repeatedly as she readies to just launch a fireball. Like, fireball is at the ready if she needs it.
I'm sure fire is really effective against fungus.
Except I also don't want to spread the spores.
Is
I think fire would stop spores from spreading by virtue of being fire and burning them before they could spread.
In heat, they're underground. It's a tad bit warmer down here than it is on the surface. I don't want to make them move faster.
oh,
We need to make a
wow.
decision.
Leon!
My dice just rolled a 49%.
Leon, fire, no fire. What's your call?
I think it's trying to speak.
Don't listen to
Don't
the
think
fucking
it's
fungus.
trying to speak.
Do I need?
Moxie, do it.
All right.
What?
Make it stop.
Can't hear anything Moxie's saying because the cat keeps gaking over. Why are we here?
You. The only answer you need, not to disturb you.
Are you saying something? Or did you stop? I'm not
You.
sure.
I heard you.
Why are we here? We are here
And
at the...
as you all hear this, you see all of the mouths of these fungal dwergar are moving at the same time. The voices are all
They
coming
don't
out of
have
them at the same time.
intelligence anymore.
Curiosity, what color is the fungus?
The orange purplish color.
Purple. We are here at the behest of the Cold One to deal with an issue the Dwergar are causing.
Really helping us with. Good sense of humor type of way.
Proceed.
Want them gone as well? Okay, no fire then. That's fine.
It's telling us we need to go back.
Follow the road.
Follow the orange-purple road. Joy.
Moxie and Headshot, Leon saying, I wouldn't put away the
One
Bible.
moment, I have to get something for you.
Keep fireball at the ready, Leon, yes.
We need...
That last bit, you cut out.
Oh, I was just mumbling to myself about a GIF I was sharing, no big deal. But also, we're having some issues with your audio. Is missing the first half of what you're saying most of the time. Oh,
Again! Oh, holy shiz! Hold on, unplugging and replugging.
Yeah.
oh, that big.
You may need to redefine it in Discord after you do.
That big.
Is this better?
Maybe?
We will see.
Yeah.
Heard everything this time, but don't know about later.
Alright, we seem to all be having some type of standard difficulty with audio at this point.
Yep.
But am I coming through clearly every time I speak now?
So
Yes,
far.
for the moment.
Okay. I'll just have to unplug and replug every time it's a problem, it seems, because this thing sits for so long in one position that things start to not work.
I'll give you a visual cue if I'm having trouble hearing you, so I don't have to say it every time.
Is massive. That is... Oh
Ladies and
my.
gentlemen, we have entered the dungeon.
Yup.
Welcome
And hopefully...
to the dungeon.
Hopefully
Also-
at the end of this we're going to find a scaly critter that's Moxie's second favorite color.
I just like the Dead Space vibes I'm getting from these things.
Right?
I'm getting much more Dead Space than The Last of Us.
I'm getting a lot more mind flayer-ness to the fungus than anything else.
Almost surely not.
I would hope not.
Terrifying if that's the case.
Is everything? Can you all see everything?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not in huge detail, but I see we're in a big chamber with what appears to be a lava pool.
Goodness.
Ah. Those are lovely.
Could we turn it?
Yeah, if you can rotate it 90 degrees, that would be best.
That would give us
We've got
more
more
in the
width
field of
space
view.
than we do height space.
Horizontal.
Wait.
rotate the map.
If you could rotate, like,
Rotate
it's
that
vertical this
paper.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to turn it sideways?
Yes, please.
Rotate the paper sideways, yes.
Yeah, so
not
it's
the
long
camera.
ways facing you.
Ooh, it's gonna
Oh,
be
there's not enough width on the table.
Yeah, hang on, let me try.
I don't think it will. I remember how wide Bill's table is. I don't know that it'll work.
Okay, let's see.
Sorry, I was just thinking about screen space when I suggested that.
This
Yeah,
isn't
likewise.
gonna...
It's not a large table. I don't think it will work the way you think.
I don't think this is gonna work out too well.
Oh,
It looks like it's working.
Okay. How's that work?
Can you bring it closer to the camera? Otherwise, good. Or, yeah, the camera closer to it.
Yeah. That was a lot better.
Much, much better.
Can you
Kitty.
see everything?
Yep. I'm just going to adjust what I have focused.
apologies about
Just
the
there.
jerk at the cat thing, but good God, that cat's loud.
Cat is gonna cat.
That's gonna cat, but mine's not that bad yet, thank God. I just got a clap back from a feline.
A feline that can't even hear you.
I'll go to
Boy,
bed
that
in a
is-
minute. Yes, I understand it's late. You can go lay down. I'll be there in a bit. Yes, you need attention.
I was
I'm
typing
glad we
something
don't
completely
have-
different, but this popped up and made me think it's a little bit relevant.
The dungeon looks interesting. I'm very curious about that orange pool.
I'm also curious about the green circle.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be Micnic excited for the green.
I'm just curious in general. We're in a place surrounded by psychedelic mushrooms. I think the drug references write themselves.
So, what do you do?
Perception! What all can we see in the room? Standard.
Ooh.
That is... Ooh! Holy sugar.
28 perception?
24?
As you all
I'm not getting
continue
into yes.
What?
moving in, you all,
You might want to go push to talk.
He's muted for now.
as you all
Ow.
continue forward, you see that there are even more Dwergar that are in a similar scenario, right? They are covered in the fungus. And you also see what looks like a pool of hot, molten magma
Magma.
with what look like these machines that are continually dipping down and pulling up nothing at this current moment and setting them to the side. As you see that there are drills that are located throughout the area, and you see a large opening into a cave that is covered in fungus and what looks like a membrane where the collective vines of all of the mushroom colonies coalesce. What do you do?
We've reached the nest, as it were.
Proceed.
Yep, proceed carefully.
I would assume that this mechanism was used to probably
Refine.
clear the rock away from the Shardlin as they refined it.
Yes,
It
yes,
seems
if nothing
like.
else.
So magma burn off the...
Rubble.
Mm-hmm. Basically, everything else around the Shardlin would turn to charcoal, and then you just tink, tink, tink.
Further, perception roll 20, non-natural. Looking for traces of Shardlin that has already been reclaimed, left around.
No Shardlin is left around.
Interesting.
Passive perception 17 to see what stands out other than aforementioned collective and mining setup. Is there... How would I say this? Just, is there something maybe I shouldn't go near that's going to look interesting? That's probably the stupidest thing I should have said, but oh well, we're going with it.
I mean, I pretty much told you everything that was in here. There's a lot of stalagmites and stalactites that line the area. Fungal bits crawl up them. The only things that are of interest, the large magma pool with the machines, and then of course all of the drills that are around the large collective area of these root systems going toward. And also you see that there is, well, I mean, you can't see it yet because you're not that far in there. You do see that lining the bottom of some of the floor are those root systems.
I'm going to step a little bit into the room, careful not to touch any of the fungus, and say out loud, "You know why we're here. Where would you have us go?" To the room at large, the Dwergar line.
They point toward the large collective area that is
Pulsating.
pulsating.
I guess I'll make the climb. That's not a problem. It shouldn't be, at least.
Leon is following.
Yeah, that's athletics. That's a 30.
Meanwhile,
I'm
Leon
pretty
also
well.
chugs the potion from earlier.
You hadn't already?
Moxie
No.
will, well, Moxie might as well have just had hers the entire time.
Yeah, I
So-
took mine on the ship.
Like,
Yeah, I
Moxie's
figured
probably going
better
to do
to have
that because
extra time.
we'll-
Are you all going toward it, or what do you do?
Yeah,
Moxie
I'm
is.
going.
The first hive mind I've dealt with, not the first.
This
No,
one
they're
doesn't
all
have
just
fingers in your
mushrooms.
head. There's that.
And it is prettier, by far. It's a prettier hive
You
mind.
hear all of the voices.
Who are we?
The Crimson Blades, who have been sent here by the Cold One to take care of the Dwergar that have been, there's a word I'm looking for and I can't find it. Generally just causing problems and being destructive. We've been sent here to deal with them.
Smell.
Frequently, thank you. We were also tasked to look for a dragon in this cave system. Might you know anything about them?
We fear the Dwergar did not have good intents for them.
All of them open their mouth as they
Maybe I should have made use of the fact that I speak Draconic, and this might have gone a little bit faster.
You all feel
Okay. That was the correct thing to say, apparently.
the
Join.
membrane as you all see talons grasp on the rock. As you see a winding, long neck come out of the darkness. Lining the neck, you see large mounds of mushroom colonies that are connected along its neck almost like a frill.
Oh my, cousin of Calabraxis.
As you see
Wow.
a large beaked draconic mouth come out. Snapping almost like echolocation.
I see
As
now why they
along
were
its
unhappy.
body, you see lining its arms. This dragon's wing formation is different than others as it curls up, pulls itself through, and it starts to. You see lining this dragon's body, all of the tendrils of the mushrooms connect and coalesce to it as it drags itself across. Its eyes finally open up as you all see this pale, large set of eyes that glow in the darkness, almost like a bioluminescence.
It's not one of the most beautiful things I have seen in all my existence. Holy Hades.
What
Well.
might we call you, O magnificent master of the cave? Head chat, play to their pride. Always play to their pride.
Definitely.
I don't know that we need to worry about it, honestly.
Why? In my home.
We were dealing with the insects that you, acquired. And you have done a great
All of
deal.
the Dwergar voices interrupt you.
You said you were here to deal with a dragon.
The dragon lifts its head up as the frills.
You misheard me. I said we
We
were here
were
to deal with the
sent-
Dwergar problem.
The Dwergar said they had a problem with you, which doesn't mean anything.
Our problem is the Dwergar mining Shardlin out of this system and building a weapon that would disrupt the balance of the world.
They already have.
Oh dear.
Grand. I don't suppose you know where they've gone. Or where the Chardalin has gone, for that matter.
Deeper. My home.
They have taken your home over?
I take it back.
We can
You know,
help.
I think I was going to say the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That seems to work for us with everything else.
You have life.
Heard all of that. Over table.
You have life.
And quite a lot of power on our own.
Do to help me.
I for one never turn down helping a dragon that isn't openly hostile. I'm rather fond of dragons.
Head chat, before I speak, head chat. Should we bring up Sharlock?
I don't think we should currently.
No.
See, we'll
I
ask
don't
a very
see it playing
specific question.
a positive angle, nor do I see it doing it
It's
pretty
used as
good if there is a negative angle.
It's going to think of it as us asking further requests upon them. It would be better if we had some favor with them before we even bring that up.
It was mostly he was asking if we wanted to help him.
Mm-hmm.
My first thought was we kind of need to know where he stands on the whole Sharlock front. Which is why I said I need to have this in head chat or over table, because that would be very tricky to just bring up.
Mm-hmm.
Moxie sort of takes a less formal posture and relaxes slightly and asks in a tongue that neither Miknik nor Leon will recognize. Alicia will, more than likely, and Rokai understands all spoken languages, so it's not going to matter. Do you have an alignment with any of the draconic gods? As one person of religion to perhaps another.
We
I can't hear any of this.
recognize. We recognize Tiamat.
Rokai unconsciously fiddles with the sigil of Bahamut on his prayer beads.
Then we have slightly more in common than you may think. We have it in mind to make a pilgrimage to see her on matters of extreme importance.
How does that help me?
You can trust us to help you, knowing that we have a deity in common.
So I have your help.
I don't see why not.
The
Looking at
Dwergar have a plan bigger than this cave.
the least we can do is help run the vermin out.
Then
Beautiful.
you will help
as the frill pops up.
In mental. Guys, we really just should, because this takes care of him not devouring us, and then on top of that, also dealing with
Over
the
table. Over table, real quick. Is that
Pause.
what I think? Is he about to go and vomit up a whole bunch of spores on us?
I think he is about to vomit up a whole bunch of spores on us.
Probably going to make us immune to the things that are going to. Yep. Okay.
You see a cloud that starts to roll across that is filled with these what look like twinkling yellow orange, just millions of these little spores
Please
that are
don't be like
rolling
that.
in this fog
Please don't
cloud.
be like the ones from
I'm
Sugar
What do
backing
you
up.
all do?
I'm backing up and saying, "What is this?"
Okay.
Oh, I wouldn't like to.
You said you would help.
On our own
You
terms.
will join me.
Nope.
We can help you in our own way.
The
But
cloud
we-
is getting closer. What do you all do?
Oh, I'm backing away from it.
Yeah, we're back.
How big is the room?
We're not going to.
The room is rather large, and the fog cloud
I'm trying to figure
is
out where.
starting to roll this way.
We will deal with the Dwergar, but we will not join you.
Greater things to deal with after the Dwergar.
Greater things
I'm
need
going
us.
to guess at least 100 feet for the area we're in.
I'm continuing to back towards the entrance to the room. I'm just
At
getting out of here.
least.
Well, while the force to at least slow it down.
You see behind you, Rokai, that some of the Dwergar that have the fungus coming off are starting to block your path.
Okay, Moxie.
Give
We don't want to fight you, but we will leave.
why you will not give yourself to hell.
We do, but not in the way that you're requesting.
The fog is hitting the wall. It would have already hit you all if Leon had not put that up.
We need
How long
to
does
get.
the wall last for, Leon?
That wall's going to last as long as my concentration does for 10 minutes.
There is a greater threat that actually poses a threat to your goddess if left unchecked too long.
A blast comes through the wall.
What is this? Oh dear.
As you see these blasts start hitting the purple dragon.
Yeah. What is this?
You see a plume of fire as it ignites the spores.
There went that.
A massive explosion as the dragon slinks back into the darkness. You see Dwergar forces
Now we get to, at least now we
that
get
are coming through the hole.
What exactly are you doing here?
We have had dealings with Prince Mikal. We were seeking him out.
You see the Dwergar as they start running toward the Dwergar.
Might
The
as well
two
help
that are
out, throw some
behind
fire.
you all
Yeah.
one lurches over toward Leon. trying to grab him. Ah! What do you do?
Pull out a katana and light it up and slice.
Roll to hit.
That is going to be 1d20. That is a lovely 23.
As Leon slices through, a cloud of spores goes right into Leon's face and is over on the other side of the wall where you all are. That is starting to
Sure if it
spread.
would ignite the spores from the flames or not.
Moxie will, however, choose to automatically just light up one of her one blade that hopefully still does that. It just lights
Pardon?
up with fire. She has the blade that Hex allowed her to have it light up with fire for an extra, I think it's a +2 to damage and to hit. Something or another.
So you all are igniting the spores that are around you?
Sparkly go boom.
No, I mean
Sparkly
that's
blue.
sparkly.
Okay.
Death to the glitter!
No, wait, I'm the glitter mage.
Not the glitter
So,
mage, just
all
for the
of you
glitter
around.
spores.
Which are currently wrapped around his head.
So that's going to affect all of you.
Better than
Kaboom.
The
me
blast
using-
ignites, and you all take 30 damage.
That's no.
As
Leon, are you okay?
the other
Save now.
creature, the other Dwergar that was lurching toward Rokai and grabbing onto him as the spores were going around, as the fireball, it knocks that one over into the wall. Leon has lost concentration at this current point in time.
Nope, I don't
No?
think so. I gotta check the concentration check. It's 15, and I rolled a natural 20.
All right.
Wow.
You still got it up.
Even in the
Leon
face
is
of explosive force.
unfazed.
I mean,
So-
to be fair, he's had a lot of experience with Moxie setting things on fire.
To be
That's
fair, I've
very
also
true.
had many things stab me.
If you all are wanting to survive, you might want to come with us.
Alright then.
Yeah,
Let's move.
You
I'm gonna
see
say
out
this-
of the hole where the coalescence is, you see it open back up as you see a horde of Dwergar start pouring out of there, all with these tendrils that are attached to them. As you see the large beak, they are just coming out of its mouth.
oh
Just-
wow. I'm really glad I put up that wall of force.
In head chat. Okay.
Get into the hole!
We're getting. Keep your hair
Uh-huh.
on.
I scoop up the Micnic and run.
Oh, Leon's
Down.
already running.
I was gonna say.
Also, over table, because there's no reason this would happen in character. Rock and Stone Brothers!
Jeez. A rock and stone.
In head chat, however, Moxie's like, okay, that was a little bit more of an unhinged response than I think I was anticipating. Okay. Diplomacy tried. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. No reasoning with that.
We
No,
go.
dude. We burned
We
that
go.
thing.
Yeah, Tiamat can be angry if she wants. There was no. Yeah, no.
As you all get into the hole, Alicia freezes up the hole with ice. As you all hear,
Effective.
Sweet. God's have mercy.
it's not going to hold for a very long time So
Then
I
let's
suggest if we're going to get somewhere, we get to it.
get while
Yeah.
the heat's good.
Get
Don't have to tell me twice.
The Dwergar start taking you all in as they get up to these double metal doors. The metal doors open, and you see an entire colony of Dwergar on the other side. Not nearly as many. As you can see, a lot of their numbers have dwindled. And they're
course.
kind of trying to hold this part of the mountain, it would seem.
Leon,
As some
was
of
it-
them are tending to their wounded. What do you do?
Leon, was anyone else left on the ship linked into the head chat?
Not really. It was mainly us four, and technically Mabari's still connected, but I don't know if he's going to be listening.
he's not strong enough for that, I don't think.
We need to try to send a message that they need to get away from the mushroom.
That is quite true. So,
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna reach out in that Nat 20 reach out in that direction, to tell them the mushrooms are openly hostile.
Get away from the shroomage.
Basically, yeah. I
So,
might not hear a response back, but hopefully it does something.
why are you here?
As my friend had said earlier, we'd had conversations with your Prince Mikhail. Is he?
Mikhail.
Nicole?
I'm sorry
We
if I'm
haven't
pronouncing it
seen
correctly.
Mikhail in some time.
Who is in charge then?
You'll meet him.
Zardarok Sunblight, yes?
As you all get to a more fortified garrison within, the doors open up and you see a large, completely made of Chardalyn throne, and sitting on the throne, covered in armor that is made of Chardalyn, sits Zardarok Sunblight with a massive white beard that comes down below his knees, and a crown that adorns his head that is made of Chardalyn as well, that comes up, and you can see what looks like a topaz gem embedded into the middle of it. What do you do?
I will play to his ego and I will bow and say,
Leon similarly.
thank you for taking us under your protection.
I'm very curious. The five of you come in here to my realm. And you've already caused quite the star. Please tell me, why are you here in the first place?
Some time ago, we spoke with Prince Mikhail. We offered assistance with your dragon problem.
From
Then-
what my men were hearing.
As he takes a swig of ale.
In the cave systems, we hear. And what you were telling that dragon is that you were here to take care of us. So,
Moxie.
what exactly is
your current plan, because as it stands, you aren't in the best situation.
I am
We often
We
find
can-
ourselves in such straits.
I am perfectly content to blow up anything and everything I see on a whim. So my opinion is a moot point, Your Majesty.
Let's speak plainly then. We've
Go
been sent
ahead.
here at the behest of the Cold One to investigate why you're collecting so much Chardolin. Rumor has it you're trying to make a weapon, to bring the Dwergod to glory.
We were told it was already complete. Actually.
What we are curious about is whether you aim to use it to support Sharlock or to fight him.
Our home was destroyed by King Bungo.
Blood again.
King Bungo, he's in the Underdark, yes?
Yes, he has the approval of Arasta, the current Spider Queen.
We are children of the Underdark.
Mm-hmm.
We came up here to escape, build our homes, and Charlotte burned our second to cinders.
Same to Iron Falls just a couple of days ago. We were nearly part of that explosion.
My wife was watching my children as the flames rolled over everything. Bungo decimated our entire home. And we built a new life. And here on the surface, it's just as bad.
Majesty, I'm sorry to say that there is nowhere that is truly safe at this point from the Cinder Flame.
I thought here was safe. And there's that bloody creature that is taking my men.
This was his home before it was yours. He thinks you all are invading his home. That's
Well-
why he's doing this.
We had seen before a sea dragon was willing to call peace if people would move away from their lair. We had hoped the same would happen here. Clearly, that is not the case.
If you get it to leave, we will not attack it anymore.
I'm pretty sure it felt
But I am at my wits' end. That's why I made what I did.
And what did you make? A chance.
The ultimate weapon to fight anyone.
Which is...
Your Majesty, I do not say this lightly. We have all seen many horrendous losses ourselves, very similar to yours, and I truly understand how painful that must be. We have been gathering a resistance together with several other allies to fight the Cinder Flame. To be able to have the right to our homes again. And this resistance comprises itself of many groups of people who otherwise would be at each other's throats and murdering one another. I'm sure if we got the right people to sit and talk, you could add your resources to the resistance and help us fight the Cinder Flame that very much threatens our existence as well. In particular, with great vengeance and fury.
And what of my son?
We don't
What of Mikhail?
we don't know what happened to your son.
What I heard. And what my men retrieved. Someone attacked us in the surface world.
The ship that blotted out the sky.
No. His drill was eaten away. As he fell, there was nothing left but metal. Whatever was left of my son would have been taken by those things.
Mental chat, we accidentally contributed to the death of his beloved son.
Oh, yeah. Let's not bring that up. That doesn't seem like a very good thing to do right now.
It is a dire situation, but until we know his fate, it is best to assume that he yet lives. I offer you this. We will take care of your dragon problem. We will seek Mikhail. Find whatever we can of him. We will give you this information. And in return, you join us against Sharlock, united against a common enemy.
The king of the deep should be the king once more. The Underdark is no longer our home. These caves are no... I will make us a home. My people will be safe. Because of this.
As he points into over behind him, you all see that there are glass panes.
Go see for yourself.
Leon will go look.
Every bit of Shardalin that I've gathered ever since I first laid out, it whispering to me, calling to me, telling me what I needed to do with it.
Whispering never.
I listen. I've comprised my new king round it. Round its vision.
As you all get up to the glass pane, You see a large open chasm and what looks like this onyx black structure.
The world will know that the deep is vast, and that Sherlock, these dragons, no one will ever harm my people again.
But Your Majesty, the way that you're going about this is going to harm so many others that are then going to retaliate.
You've
Do you
not
really?
seen what I can do.
I
As
have
he
seen.
locks his fist, you all see the black structure. Each interlocking area comprised of the same sunlight energy that you saw from the sky as it fills the chasm void. As it moves.
That ship in the sky was you.
We will not stand by. Sherlock will know. The Underdark has returned.
As you see the shifting
You should see its glory for yourself.
This doesn't make sense. If this was you, why did it attack the town where your son was?
They did not want to listen.
In head chat. Red flag, the only one we really need. He's killed his own to further his conquest. There's no dealing with this anymore. Diplomacy stops here.
You weep
What?
over the death of your son. You
He's
killed
gone.
him.
He's gone mad. You can't.
They won't listen to us.
He won't listen to us.
you
I was
see
gonna say,
as the
Rokai,
yellow
this is stopped.
the yellow turns around
Over table. I'm in character. Deal with
I
it.
know. It's
as
just
the
that's why Moxie's getting pissy.
as the form you see more light up as eyes look down on you all filled with sunlight. What you see before you
That is terrifying.
A Shardolin Dreadnought Dragon. Oh, it's magnificently horrifyingly just oh damn.
Well, I imagine
as it shifts over, the gaze that you all are getting is this. As it looks down at you. Zardarok's hand moves as the dragon looks up as you see the rock start to part as it starts.
we can't let that leave.
Moxie turns to look at the king with her staff ready to cast a spell.
dare strike the King of the Dark?
You struck against the above ground. We
You
came
struck
down
the
here
surface.
peacefully.
And we can still have peace.
Not
You wish to strike fear into everyone.
I
And
wish
that
to
will not-
strike against the oppressors.
It is
You
Yes.
struck
not-
against your children.
Sherlock will know death.
There
No,
are
he
no
will not.
peace
He
talks
can.
with this show of force.
He will destroy your creation and then destroy all of you. We are the people who got the ice dragon out of here in the first place.
He destroyed all of Iron Falls
In one
in
breath.
seconds.
And that was only
You see-
because he took his time.
The gem and the Chardolin almost gleam for a second.
I know they don't see the vision.
That
They
away from
don't
him
see
now.
the vision.
Can
Who
we
are
get
you
the-
even talking to?
It's the Chardolin. The
Yes, I
jewel.
know. Who do you think you're talking to? Whatever force this is using you. You must see that. And if you can't see it, then I suppose we'll have to make you see.
And how do you to do that?
You know what has to happen.
I'm quite accustomed to doing by now.
Very well. Let's see how well you can fare. Prove your point. Show me a better way. Begin. Activate. Plan Sunblight.
What the
As
hell
you
is-
see some of the Dwergard as they start to go out, you see that the dragon is making its way up.
Yeah, we need to take action. We need to stop this. Get them off the controls.
Alright.
Zardarok looks at you all.
You can be a part of bringing justice throughout the land.
R.
My creation will destroy Charlotte.
No, it will not.
We should
Guarantee
have a
you.
unified front. We should do this together as one, not as one simple force. Working together will go and gain us much more than just a simple one-man army.
This is bigger than any one of us. Acting alone, we will surely fail. Only together as one can we have any hope.
He tells me.
Who?
Vecna.
He
Joy
tells
the
me.
Lich.
As you see the topaz crystal gleam as it goes down the body.
There's our target.
Moxie readies a void orb.
Very well. If you are not with me, then you are against me.
Then my apologies, Your Majesty, for the assault on your royal person, but I give less than 0 fucks at this point. Get bent.
What is
Wait. Nope.
She's firing
I
off the
can't-
black hole.
I was gonna say, I can't make the sound. It's too loud for everybody in the home.
Yeah, that's fair. So, flame strike.
As Moxie goes to strike, Zardarok's armor pushes him out of the glass as it shatters behind. And you see him grab onto the Chardelin dragon.
Oh no.
Come! We fight on your world. Sunblight, begin today!
As all of the
Oh.
Dwergar start chanting, Sunblight, Sunblight,
Thesis.
Sunblight.
Thesis, can you
And
get us back to the
that is where we will leave off for tonight. friends. I wanted to thank each and every single one for joining us on yet another adventure. We have come to a heading on the tale of the Icewind Dale that has more connections than our heroes think. If they piece things together, we may be able to come to even more conclusions. I hope that you will join us next week as we delve back into the Icewind Dale as the storms rage and the Zardarok sunblight rises into the sky. Our heroes have finally learned exactly what that terror in the skies truly is. What will happen? Join us next week. Same time, same great place.
Well, Friday, probably.
We will tell you, well, yes, Friday. We will tell you yet another tale of the Crimson Moon Chronicles. Bye-bye, everybody.